And we are very excited to hang out with our new pal, Luke Masterson. And Luke, I got to commend you, first of all. Usually when we have guys come up, our PR staff says, hey, they'll be up at X time. And I kind of just wait here, and then the text comes and I go down and get him. I didn't even have enough time to get ready. They just boom said, hey, Luke's ready to rock, and we brought you right up, man.
Yes,
Timely.
sir.
I love that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
love
sir.
that. Especially as a rookie, man, you got to be boom in it.
Got to be on it.
Exactly. I'm curious though. You look at the past couple weeks, and Coach was talking about it the other day, where obviously you see an upswing in defensive reps the other day on Sunday. But he goes, really, you and Darian Butler and some of the young guys that played a lot on Sunday have been factoring to the kicking game all season. He's like, don't act like they haven't played it all, because they have. But how beneficial was it to kind of play in the kicking game, kind of get your feet wet a little bit, kind of adjust in some sense to the speed of the NFL before all of a sudden it's like, yo, you got to go play big dog reps?
No, it's great. It was such a blessing to get those reps and to kind of get a feel for the speed of the game before you get in on defense. Coach Tom's been great meeting extra with us and getting us ready right from camp, but throughout the whole season, just making sure that we take those reps seriously and use them to get better, help the team on special teams, but also get used to the speed of the game.
Can you feel that difference from college to the NFL and how quickly things are, even on kickoff and punt coverage?
Absolutely. I think that started right when we got here in camp. You realize how much faster the game is, and then that jump from preseason to the regular season is a big jump as well.
You talk about the preseason, and obviously where I think a lot of Raiders fans got to know you, got to see you do your thing for the first time, and you look back at that, we'll call it a month of the preseason. I know that it's training camp and all that, but you look at that month, and was that kind of I don't want to say said, oh, I can do this, I can be here, but I imagine it was a good confidence booster going into the marathon that is the regular season.
Absolutely. I think, myself, Darian, all the young guys really took most of the reps in the preseason, and it was such a blessing to really not only to get used to the game, get used to the speed of the game, but build confidence every week that, I'm here for a reason and I can do this. And I think all of us took advantage of those reps, and it helped us carry it into the regular season.
What has the process kind of been like for you from, call it, week one to now? You play a ton during the preseason, super productive, end up making the 53, and then you're kind of, like we talked about, just playing primarily on special teams, getting a snap here or there. But how have you kind of developed, progressed, and gotten better from when you were getting all that run in the preseason up until last week?
I'm still trying to develop every week. I think everyone has stuff to improve every week. I think the biggest thing that we do here is we treat practice like a game, and we try and make it as game-like as we can. So even if you're not getting a ton of reps on defense throughout the week, you take those practice reps seriously, treat them like a game so that when you do get your opportunity, it's not, you're not out there and it's not super fast. You kind of can slow it down a little bit. But I think it's a weekly process, and it starts in practice, just treating those like game reps.
You talk about just kind of the process over the course of the week. Last week must have been just kind of a wild one for the defense in general, but the linebackers in particular. Devine goes down, Blake announces that he's retiring, and then all of a sudden the face and the kind of the shape of that room changes. It feels like pretty dramatically overnight.
Yeah, it was crazy. It happened really fast. But I think that's kind of why you take practice seriously and you take those reps seriously, because you never know when your number's going to get called, and you want to be ready.
Is there a benefit to, like we talked about, just having it happen fast? And you're like, I guess today's Thursday and we're playing on Sunday. All right, let's go play ball.
A little bit. You don't have a lot of time to overthink things. You kind of just go do it. But yeah, absolutely.
How does the body feel after getting all those reps, right? Because it's been a minute since you've gotten hit like that or hit people like that too.
Yeah, a little different. But our training staff does a great job here and get us right. So
we look ahead to this Sunday now, playing the Broncos again for the second time. We're at that point in the year. We're playing an opponent for the second time, for the first time, if that makes sense. But Coach was saying earlier today about how it's a really different team now than it was 6 weeks ago when you guys played them. Well, when you kind of look at them, is it, obviously there are things that are different, but is it, like Coach was saying, where it is almost like an entirely different opponent, even though you guys did play them last month on the calendar?
Yeah, I think, all across the league, every week people get injured. People trade for people during the middle of the season. You have a whole different personnel that you're playing against sometimes, and I think that's true with the Broncos. If you look at our team too, we're very different than we were in the beginning of the year. So definitely got to look at the new guys that they have, and they do a little bit of different things throughout the year as they adjust and make adjustments. So it's definitely almost like playing a new team.
Yeah, and especially going, obviously the division opponents are unique, where you play them at home and then you go to their place and play them on the road. But you probably haven't played at Mile High yet, have you?
No, I've never been.
It's a fun environment, man. I mean, obviously there's so much that's made about the elevation and all that, but just in terms of like a crowd and an energy, like it really does kind of feel like that old school AFC West throwback crowd. It's a cool spot for sure.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to it.
When you think back to when you were playing in college, like what are some of the better atmospheres that you had on a game day?
I think Clemson was always fun to play
that's
at.
A good one, yeah.
Their student body is great. I mean, they bring it every game. I think NC State was always pretty rowdy, playing at their place. At Wake, we got better as I went. So by the time I was a senior, we had a really good student body presence, and we had a lot of fans there. But we played in a few good stadiums for sure.
I'm trying to think. So did you square up against any of our Clemson guys or the A.J. Coles of the world? There had to be a little overlap at some point,
I think
right?
I played A.J. I didn't know at the time, obviously.
Yeah.
Cleveland was at Clemson, I think, when I played there.
Probably Hunter too, right?
Hunter was there. I played Hunter a couple times. So, yeah, there's a little bit of overlap.
That's wild to think about, though, right? Like, just think about, like, that moment in time where, Wake Forest is playing NC State and AJ is out there doing his thing. You're out on the other side doing your thing. And then fast forward, 4 years? And you're like, oh, I guess we're teammates now.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That's pretty cool. That's one of the cool things about college football. But speaking of college football, Wake has Syracuse this week, right? I was looking it up.
They do.
So do you get in Chandler's ear then? Because Chandler's a Syracuse guy, right?
Yeah.
So is there a little competitive, like,
I'm
hey,
sure.
we're going to get you?
Yeah, once we get closer to Saturday, there'll be a lot of that for sure.
It's already Wednesday. We're already, I know you guys got a lot going on, but we're in the midst of it.
Yeah, it seems like forever away, though.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, hey, man, this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you coming up. I appreciate your timeliness.
Yes,
I want to make sure you have time to eat lunch, do everything that you need to do, and I don't want Coach to get mad at me for making you late. So I appreciate you hanging out, man. Best of luck on Sunday. We'll catch up with you soon, all right?
Absolutely.